What does it take to start your own esports team? Well, whether you want to build a team around yourself so that you can win tournaments and build your career, or you want to start a successful esports org so that you can make money in an industry you're passionate about, either way, the process of getting started seems pretty complicated. But while it may seem like a difficult task, it's really not as complex as you would think. There are really just 5 key aspects to keep in mind as you start out. And to uncover these important steps of starting and running a successful esports team, I visited the gaming house of a team here in Southeast Asia. Now, unlike most massive organizations, this team is still within its humble beginnings, but has found enough success to win a major tournament, move into its own gaming house, support its players with full-time salaries, and make an impact in esports. By visiting this team and interviewing their manager, I learned firsthand what it takes to start an esports team and what you need to do to make your dream a reality. Before we get into the details of what it takes to start a team, we need to start with the most important question. Why do you want to start a team? When things get hard, what will be your purpose for moving forward? What will motivate you to keep going? Now, research on motivation shows how a selfless motivation can be far more effective in the long run. In other words, if your reason for starting a team is to make your dream come true, to prove to yourself that it's possible, and to win a major tournament, this is all great, but it might not be as motivating and sustainable as something else. An even more powerful source of motivation would be to help those around you achieve their dreams, to help your players achieve their greatest potential, and to help them win a major tournament so that they can prove to themselves that it's possible. Now, when we combine our own self-focused motivation with the desire to serve others, it becomes far more effective. Now, one thing that I love about this team that I interviewed was that they had an obvious selfless motivation. In any esports scene, the women's side is often neglected. In their niche of PUBG Mobile esports, women's prize pools and player salaries have been notoriously low compared to what men make. Now, their mission is to help talented female players gain better opportunities to achieve their esports dreams. So while they do want to win major tournaments for the sake of winning, they also want to make a real impact in the esports community beyond themselves. So take the time to connect with your own ambitions to start a team. Ask yourself the question over and over, why do I want to start a team? Now take plenty of time to close your eyes and really think about it. Then begin to write down every motivation that comes to mind. And after that, ask yourself the follow-up question, how can I serve others through this team? And how can I make a positive impact in the esports community? Now again, take the extra time to think about this deeply and write down everything that comes to mind. So once you've connected with your ambition to start the team, you need to start to think about the biggest obstacle that stops most people before they even get started, and that is the cost. But when you think of all the expenses it takes to run a major esports team, it can get pretty scary. Fortunately though, Nick, the manager of Reventure Esport, provided a motivating perspective on the subject.
It's up to like their budget, so you know, like if they have like a lot of budget, I think that would like make like something like this or like even better. You can build a team with like small budget, just like supporting them by like legislation fee. The owner of the team can like support them by paying them like little salary, like and like giving them like small amount of money like after they win tournament. Yeah, they'll be fine by like starting from small point. It's like if you want to start from small budget, you can, and if like you want to support them and like win big tournament and whatever, you can support you as like high amount of money. Yeah.
Now, chances are, if you're just starting out, you will have a relatively small budget, but this is how most other teams start. They begin by self-financing the tournament registration costs and continue to work even part-time jobs while they train. Then, once they get a few high placements at tournaments, sponsorship opportunities and investment opportunities begin to open up. And eventually, they build up to having better player salaries and living together in a gaming house. So take the time to consider what budget you can start with. Can you immediately get that gaming house and offer impressive salaries to attract big talent? Or will you need to start with less skilled players willing to grind for tournament earnings? Then consider the other questions, like how many events will you be able to send your players to? Which ones will be most worth the costs? And what other team costs can you help out with and plan for? Now, admittedly, the highest cost for Revenger Esports, and for many other teams, is the gaming house. But Nick illustrated that as soon as you can afford it, it's worth it.
What is the value of having like a gaming house rather than everyone living individually?
Okay, they are pro player, right? So they need like, it means like, it's a job for them. The pro player is like athlete, right? It's a job for them. What they're gonna do in one day? Of course, like they need to wake up, they need to like practice and practice and practice and like talk to each other in front, like face to face. If like face to face, we can see their eyes. They eat together, they drink together, they talk together, and they laugh together, they cry together. That's what we're doing like in the camp house. After they get close, the team chemistry is gonna go well. They're not having drama. Of course there might be some drama, but like, yeah, if like the team chemistry go well, the drama will like not that strong anymore. They will trust each other and they will love each other.
So Nick alluded to two key benefits here. The first is the professionalism of having the gaming house, which makes it feel much more like a job and helps players who take their training more seriously. This level of professionalism can also help to attract better talent, as many players prefer to work in this kind of environment. And the other side of this is the team chemistry. When players live together, they become much more like a family. And over time, they care more for one another, which can prevent team drama that would otherwise cause teams to disband, or even just to play selfishly. But if you can't afford a gaming house for your team yet, start to just plan for it. Consider what kind of cost will this require? What kind of sponsorship or investments will you need to make it happen? Having this as a real plan can also just be motivating for both you and your teammates who want to make this goal a reality. The third key aspect of starting your team is to start thinking about marketing. While many reserve the idea of a marketing strategy for businesses, it's also a major key for your team's long-term success.
How important is it to kind of like market your team and use social media? Like, why is that stuff important?
The marketing that we're gonna use for esports thing is like, it's gonna be good for us, good for the player, and good for the team, and also good for sponsor. Three different. Good for the player will like famous, getting famous, like a lot of followers is better for them too. It's like good for them, like they gain followers for free, right? And in the future, after like the contract end or whatever, they can do whatever they want with that follower or something. Second, for the team also, the team like after the player gain more follower, the team will like also be known, you know. Yeah, the team will be known, and like other player wanna join us, or like sponsor wanna join with us and something like that. And third thing is like, if like we're getting famous, the sponsor, of course, they want to join us. And also if like we're getting famous more and more, the sponsor also getting famous too, you know.
So if you want your players to become well known and successful, and you want to attract greater talent and even to get better sponsors and more financial support, then you need to have a great strategy to market your team. So how then do you market your team? Well, these days, the greatest way to build your fan base is content creation. From TikTok and Twitter to YouTube and Twitch, creating content that puts eyes on your players will help to build a fan base. Now, the key is to experiment with tons of different content on each major platform until you identify what works best for you. Maybe it's funny gaming clips on TikTok, or perhaps it's more serious day-in-the-life vlogs on YouTube. Over time, the combination of great content and building the respect through your team's achievements will help build a greater and greater fan base. And that fan base will ultimately be your team's greatest asset. Once you've created the vision behind your team, the financial plan and marketing strategy, the next step is to recruit your players and build the best team. For this, there are 3 steps. First, find qualified players. Second, inspire them so they want to play for you. And third, host interviews and tryouts to see which players are a good fit. Now, the easiest part is finding good players. Through tournaments, Discord groups, Twitter, leaderboards, or in-game, finding skilled players is actually pretty easy. The key is to get their attention and inspire them to join your team. For this, you need a compelling vision for your team and a bit of credibility. For Adventure Esports, they formed their current team off the success of their previous roster, who won the PUBG Mobile Pro League in 2020. Their vision for the players they've reached out to was to form a team that could win again. They wanted to help skilled female players gain an opportunity of a lifetime while helping change the landscape of female esports. For your team, identify the key tournaments you want to target and to win. And identify future goals like moving into a gaming house. And begin to communicate these kind of goals and ideas when reaching out to players. If possible, also share your expertise in esports to show why you are qualified to make sure that this team will succeed and why it's worth their time to join and put in their full effort. The third step is then hosting interviews and tryouts to test the player's skill level, understand their playstyle, and recognize if their mindset will fit well in the team environment. And eventually, through enough time reaching out and hosting tryouts, you'll have a solid team under your wing. But this is where one of the most important aspects of starting a team comes in.
For someone who doesn't understand why they should have contracts once they find players, like what is the value of using contracts, and like what is the fear of like if you don't use a contract, what could happen?
It's the most important thing that you wanted to do first when you like get a team ready, build a team, and like have all your players already. First thing to do is have a contract for sure, right? Because in that contract you can have like anything that you want, like to be a strict player, to not abusing some substance, to like loyalty with us, to like respecting us. Because like if they be with us, you know, and they're talking with another team with us, without contact we cannot do anything, but with contact we keep them. If they break it, they have to pay like some money, you know. Yeah. Because like that's the most important part. If like they're talking with another team and like why staying with us, or like they didn't even respect us, they're talking shit behind us, or like they're abusing substance, and we know, but without contract we cannot say anything. Or we can, but like, are they gonna listen? What? Are they gonna listen to us without contract? That's the most important part of esports thing. You should have that contract with your player.
Now, many people who aren't involved with business can have a negative view of contracts. You see movies where people use them to take advantage of each other or trick each other into something that they don't want. But in reality, a well-made contract is of massive value to both the player and the team. To start, the contract can secure the player's employment and salary within the team. If the player has a few bad tournaments, they can still be confident that they won't get suddenly dropped by the team and continue to just focus on working with the team to improve. It also means that everyone can be confident that a player won't suddenly leave the team right before a major tournament. But as Nick also mentioned, the contract also allows them to have a far more professional relationship. With a contract, the player is more likely to respect the team and respect the team rules. Without a contract, the player and the team have no real commitments and may not take each other that seriously. So as you and your team begin to work together, to train together, and to grow into your goals, you'll inevitably begin to have difficult and emotional experiences. This brings us to the fifth and final major aspect, which is management, oftentimes emotional management. In every team, you need to create a culture of open communication, help to ensure everyone on the team is respectful and comfortable, and be the mediator when things go wrong. A major difference between teams that succeed and teams that fail is having that person who can help mediate and manage the player's behavior. And as Nick mentioned in our conversation, this is one of the hardest parts. But if you want your team to stay together long enough to succeed, you need to adopt his mindset and his approach.
What do you think is like the hardest part of managing a team?
The hardest part is like to keep myself calm and like not get lost in the anger or like not get lost in something like that. If they're like a drama or like fighting in a team, I will be the one who stop it, right? So yeah, I need to like control myself not to get lost in that anger or something.
Hypothetically, if something bad happened with your team, there's drama, like what can you do to try and make it better?
If they get mad or like if they fight and drama, okay, you need to be calm. You need to be super calm. You should be like careful with your words, be calm and like, tell them to like talk it out and think carefully. What are you gonna say? Like if they're overthinking about like their teammate or like me or like the owner, that's not gonna be good, right? So if you have any problem or anything, we can solve it out at that moment, at that time. Just speak it out. If you're not okay with me, if you're not okay with anyone, yeah, just speak it out at that time. Yeah, it's gonna be good for them and everything too.
When emotions are high and things get heated, two major problems can arise. Fights can break out, become personal, and damage relationships between teammates. Or, on the other side, players can hide their feelings and slowly just disconnect from the team. Either way, the team chemistry is affected, so someone needs to prevent this or help rebuild relationships after the fact. Nick mentions a few key ways to do this. The first is to adopt a very calm and objective perspective, so that you don't add to the emotions of the situation. Then you need to help players cool down and constructively communicate their emotions and problems. Open and constructive communication is key here. With it, you can help everyone on the team to feel heard, help solve problems, and turn negative experiences into opportunities to learn and grow together.
If someone's like trying to start their own team, what kind of advice would like you guys want to give to that person so that they're more successful or avoid any like obstacles or issues that could come up?
I mean, any game that if you want to start your own team, the best thing that I would advise is like, just go for it, man. Just do it. What? If you want to do it, just do it. If you don't have budget to do it like high enough, just little it down and just do it. If you want to do it, just do it. Like learn from someone. If like you got a question, just ask someone and they will answer. Yeah, if like a guy want to do it, just do it and like learn by it, right? Yeah.
So let's say that you want to start a team. Do you want to build a team around you so that you can improve your skills, enter tournaments, and advance your gaming career? Or do you want to build a successful organization with multiple teams under one big team name? Either way, connect with your motivation and start turning that dream into a realistic goal. Now, this dream isn't that unique. Many players think about starting a team, but never do. The thing that holds them back is not knowing where to start. But for you, the first steps are now obvious. Your path is clear. So focus on the impact that you want to have in esports. Start planning the details and start building your team so that you can finally make your dream a reality.
Hey guys, I hope you loved this video. If you did, then subscribe and drop a comment down below with the key lessons that you learned in this video. Also, be sure to check out the playlist in the pinned comments if you want to keep learning about similar topics.
And if you're ready to become a serious pro gamer, then I also recommend checking out our new online bootcamp. I'm insanely excited about this. So basically, it teaches you how to become an esports player, how to build a team, how to earn the recognition of pro players and organizations, and how to make money as a pro gamer. But this is not like any other video course. This is a live bootcamp that you can take alongside other like-minded players over 30 days. You'll join a real community, have direct access to instructors who will guide you through every step, and you'll have real projects that will help you kickstart your gaming career. Now, unfortunately, we can only accept a limited amount of students to help make this easier to manage, but if you're interested, then join now before the group fills up. If you are lucky enough to get access to the bootcamp, then by the end of the 30 days, you'll have started your pro gaming career. You'll be ready to dominate tournaments. You'll have built a foundation of a personal brand that you can use for influence and making money, and ultimately, you'll be on the fast track towards esports success. So if you're serious about becoming a pro gamer, then check that out with the link in the description. And while you're down there, check out the playlist, hit the like button on this video, and show a little love in the comments. I love to see whenever you guys learn something new or have some new insights. This is really rewarding, and it helps me stay motivated to make more videos. But in the meantime, I hope you guys keep on grinding, keep on improving, and I'll see you all in the next video.